Good morning, happy Saturday. It is gonna be a big day over here, hopefully. A big weekend, I'm hoping. We did get invited to the lake this weekend and we said no. One, because we do have a housewarming party for some of our friends and I'm so excited. But also we need, we just haven't been home like a full weekend to do stuff in eons. And I don't know if it's the wedding or what, but I am just nesting. I want to clean out everything. I want to throw stuff away. Projects that we've been putting off, I'm like, now. So one thing that we're doing, well, me and Brad are dividing and conquering today. We've already walked in Ollie. We've already had a whole morning. But my dad is here. He had an extra split unit, which is an air conditioning unit. He just had one at my parents' house. And we were like, hey, if you're not going to use that, can we have it? He was like, oh yeah. So he brought this split unit over because we need to put AC upstairs. It's way too hot. We put in fans and so many things, and it's way too hot. Especially because the house is rented out most of September. There's 2 music festivals here in Louisville, and it's still really hot in September in Louisville, and sometimes it's hotter than August. And there's no way I can justify obviously the price for the festivals to stay here is more expensive because supply and demand, right? But also I can't okay, yeah, I raised the price because of the festivals, but also I can't justify letting them sweat. Anyway, so Brad and my dad are in charge of putting the split unit upstairs, and I think they actually have to build a pad outside for the other half of the split to go. I don't know, but that's up to them. Either way, the nesting part I've been talking about is I really want to redo our front porch. I want it to be someplace that we actually utilize, but also it's just looking a little disheveled. Not shoveled in the slightest. There's a big crack in it, the front porch is concrete. There's a big crack in it, and so here's the vision. One, I need to power wash the whole house. That is my job today, why they put in the split unit. I need to power wash the house because our house is siding, it's not brick, and it's gross. So it needs to be power washed. So I need to power wash the house, I need to power wash the shed. On top of that, the front porch is painted. So the people laid concrete and then they painted on top of it. That's not unheard of. But the paint is coming up and it looks bad. So the goal is to see if I can power wash most of the paint off. It's already chipping, so I'm hoping if I can just get under it, I can get a lot of the paint off. And then whatever doesn't come off with power washing, we'll have to scrape off. And then there are some cracks. So me and Brad are gonna fill the cracks and then we're gonna resurface the concrete. So we'll have to relay self-leveling stuff and then a thing of concrete. Then it needs a paint, a sealer on top. So then once that's done, then I have my Amazon cart is ready. I have furniture, a rug, some cute plants, things like that. And my timeline would be to get this done before the wedding because like I said, I'm nesting and everyone is getting ready in this house. Well, except the boys, except Brad and the dads. But all the girls, me, both my sisters, my mom, my mother-in-law, my future sister-in-law, and both of our nieces are getting ready in this house. And I just when you have company over, you want to do things. And also I'm what if we want to take pictures out there? It would be super cute if we got it clean, got new furniture, all that stuff. And then we could all take pictures on the porch. But we really need to take advantage of this weekend at home. And we've got to no time for well, I could just nap. We can sleep when we're dead. Here's the porch. You see this is chipping. So we'll have to get that up. And then this is the crack that we need to fill. This is what I'm power washing. And then see how the house is just dirty. So we need to power wash that too. But the secondary plan is this was obviously painted white and this is also cracking. So if I can power wash this and then we will paint this, repaint this, and then also paint the gray white. So it's just, and then we're gonna replace this railing. Just look at that. And we have to get it out anyway to power wash and fill the crack and stuff. So we're just gonna replace these railings. I need to power wash this too. Okay, so I lied to you about the whole day. I thought they were putting in the AC all today. They weren't. They were just making sure that it would fit. They need some kind of hose, some kind of copper. I don't know. They're doing it tomorrow. My dad just came over to deliver it, make sure it could fit, all this stuff. So it does, grand. And then they're gonna really do it tomorrow. Now, we borrowed this power washer from my sister, and my sister got it from one of her friends that moved to London. So this power washer hasn't been used in eons, and my sister was like, yeah, you can borrow it, whatever. Leaking gas. Like, all the gas Brad put in immediately out. And then we were just like, you know what? Let's just go get our own power washer. It's good to have. We would be borrowing people's for the rest of eternity. Whatever. So Brad's gonna go to Lowe's, get us, or Home Depot, wherever, get us a power washer. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna see how much I can just like clean off with the hose. And then Brad bought muric acid, so I'll try to like test something, see if we can start getting some of this to come up. And then hopefully by the time it comes to the power washer, we can kind of finish some things. Also, we cannot keep anything alive. One, because it's so hot here in Kentucky, but two, we're not home enough to make sure that we have real plants that stay alive, because I mean, even just like a 4 or 5 day Airbnb stay will kill our plants. So I have ordered fake plants on Amazon because I'm not above it. And they're like fake outdoor plants. They're supposed to be like UV resistant or something. And I don't care. I'm not above it. But anyways, we'll get the hose and we'll see what we can kind of get up with just the hose. And then we've got a lazy potato. Okay, I know it doesn't look clean, but I promise I got so much dirt off of this porch. Now, here's the thing. We're gonna try this stuff to see if we can get some of this paint off. So, dilute 24 ounces of this acid in a gallon of water in a plastic sprinkling can. Is this a gallon? Okay, I put down that acid and I feel like it didn't do anything. We now have a brand new power washer. We're taking an intermission, but look at all the paint I got off, like the ledge. So this is good, but then it just splattered all over me and the ground. So we need to do that side of the porch, and then we need to do the front. Oh my God, look at the yard. But we have that housewarming party at 4, so we'll see what we can get done, go over there. I think what we're gonna try to do is lay down a primer and then see if we can just put the concrete on top. We're not gonna be able to get this paint off. We're just not. So we're gonna try to lay down a primer that will stick to a new layer of concrete and just layer it up. Unwell, okay? We got off a pretty decent layer, but the big crack in the concrete we have to fill, and it's got to set before we can do anything. I hate when projects take more than a day, I'll be honest. But we're definitely late for this housewarming party. So our plan is to go there. On the way home, we're gonna be by my parents' house, and my dad has like a grinder, and Brad needs to like open up the crack kind of to fill it. So we're gonna stop by my parents to get a grinder.
I'm so unwell.
And then we're gonna stop by Home Depot. Whatever we do, we can just like paint on top of this cement, or like, which is really what we need to do next, because I would like to be done tomorrow. And then I tried to power wash the side of the house. Some of the dirt was just very stubborn. So also tomorrow we'll be like scrubbing the siding, see if I can get the rest of it off. We're getting a brick house. The next house, it's gonna be brick. And my feet have been wet for like 4 hours. My socks have been wet, my shoes have been wet, and I'm just like, oh, my feet feel clammy and I hate it. Hello. The game plan has changed a little bit in regards to the porch. We went to our friend's housewarming party. They bought this house in November, gutted the whole thing, and have been just redoing it room by room themselves. It is so beautiful. I'm so proud of them. This is one of my friends that I've had since middle school, and I love her so much, and I'm just so proud of her and her husband. I love her husband. They're just such great people, you know? Like, every time you leave them, you're just like, those are just great people. But we went, and I legit fell asleep in the car on the way there. Like, me and Brad were exhausted from working on the porch all day, and we stayed until maybe like 8:30, and then we had to leave because we were like, we actually have to go to Home Depot. Like, we still have like errands to run. And then, so we left, we went to Home Depot. We walked into Home Depot and it was light outside. We walked out of Home Depot and it was pitch black. But we went, Brad needed to get an angle grinder. My dad has an angle grinder, which my dad, I love him. I don't think he watches my YouTubes, but he gets targeted so heavily on the internet. Like, he loves TikTok Shop. Loves TikTok Shop. And then when he was here yesterday, he was telling us like, hey, like, get an angle grinder because there's a crack in the porch and we need to fill the crack. And my dad was like, okay, well, you need to make it a little bigger so you can fill it, whatever. And he was like, you can get an angle grinder. And he was like, or you can borrow mine. I bought one off Temu. And I go, what? And he was like, Temu or something. And I go, Temu? He was like, yeah, whatever. It's spelled Temu, like T-E-M. So this man bought a battery-powered angle grinder from Temu for $12. He was like, yeah, I think it was like less than 20 bucks. And I was like, Dad. He was like, I haven't tried it yet, but you guys can try it. And let me tell you, anytime Brad has a chance to buy new toys, he's going to. So we bought an angle grinder. And the only reason, not the only reason, I don't think it needs to be said, but I have every confidence in the world that Brad can spend our money however he wishes. Like, I do not see him ever spending it, like spending thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, big sums of money on things that aren't necessary. Like, I don't care. Go, if you want to go, if you think that we need to go buy that, or you even if you just want that, honestly, if you want it, I actually don't care. Which I feel like more people care about what their spouse, significant other spends than we do. I trust you not to be an idiot. And also, like, if you want a new toy, like, I get new clothes all the time. If you want a new toy, buy a new toy. I don't really care. So on top of not caring if he buys a new toy, also, have you heard buy once, cry once? Like, buy something if you need it, buy like a nice one that will last. Otherwise, if you buy like one from Temu, my dad has an actual angle grinder. I think he just wanted a handheld one or like a battery operated one, and he just wanted to see. But my dad has every tool under the sun. But anyway, buy once, cry once, because if it's in your budget, please hear me out. Like, if it's in your budget to be able to buy like a nicer version of something so it lasts and you can keep it instead of buying a version that might work once and then you just have to keep buying it. So buy once, cry once. So that's how it was yesterday when Brad was like, let's just buy a power washer. I was okay with it because we're gonna use it, hopefully, for tens of decades, several years. Like, I need to finish power washing the shed today, and then like whenever we move houses, and we like having a power washer is just kind of nice. And then he was like, oh, I want to buy an angle grinder, and I was like, okay. We do a lot of things DIY. So we own the duplex, we own this house. We are not selling this house when we move. When we move and buy another house, this will turn into a full-time rental property. So having tools to be able to take care of the houses, I'm also like, yeah, okay. So anyways, that's a long-winded way to say we went to Home Depot, we bought an angle grinder, and then we bought paint. We have white paint that needs to go on like the outside. That like white paint I chipped off the ledge. We need to repaint that. But then the floor of the porch is like a gray. And we were like, oh, we could just do white because we have white paint. And then I was like, have you ever seen a white porch? And then we thought like, if it gets dirty, you would notice it quicker and stuff like that. So we ended up getting like a navy paint, so for the floor. So we're gonna do that as well. He's filling the crack outside right now, and it needs to fill and dry because my dad is coming back over because they are doing the AC unit today. But I asked my mom to come with my dad so she can help me paint. And then hopefully we can start to knock things out. And then my plan, so this is gonna be our new patio set. I wanted like a sectional couch. Like, we bought a sectional couch for the duplex deck, but the deck at the duplex is 4 times the size of that one. I just like it, and Brad was like, we do not need that big of a couch. So I compromised. I was like, okay. And so I found this set on Amazon. I think it's like $185, something like that. Okay, so we'll have this little set. There's already a rug. I don't like it, but we are about to spend so much money for the wedding. Like, our final check is due or whatever. It makes my brain hurt, honestly. So anyways, we have a rug that's already out there. It's like blue, so that'll go down and that'll be fine. But then I'm gonna buy these ferns. Remember yesterday I told you I'm buying fake plants because I just can't, like, we cannot keep things alive, and I'd rather have a cute looking porch than try and put flowers out there and they die. So I'm gonna buy 3 of these hanging like fern things, whatever, to put them up. I'm gonna buy these flowers. We have 2 pots out there. There were thriving flowers in those pots. They are dead. So the heat just like scorched them. So I'm gonna buy these, and I would think it's really cute because these for the pots come in a bunch of colors, so we could like change them. It will look funny in the winter when we have things that look alive and they're not. But we could change them to like fall colors or whatever, but these feel very summery, very bright, so I'm gonna do these for the pots. But yeah, I think it will be really cute when we're done. Then when people rent it, also as for the rest of the time we're here, we can utilize the porch. I love being outside, especially like on a fall morning, a fall evening, something like that. We can sit on the front porch. We should really redo the backyard, but it doesn't matter. This is our thing right now. And honestly, I think I said this, but my brain is like nesting because of the weddings. I'm like, what if we're getting ready and we want to take pictures outside? I don't know why my brain was like, the front porch needs to be done when we could also take pictures in the backyard. But anyway, I think it'll be really cute. And then whoever takes care of this place when we're gone, it's gonna be really hard for me to leave this house. I told Brad that. I was like, we have outgrown this house. I am willing to move. Also, everything we do is like not on this side of town. So like we drive everywhere and whatever. So I was like, I am ready to move. I want you to hear me. I'm ready to move. But I'm gonna be really sad because I bought this house. I bought this house with my money, post-divorce. I was so proud of myself that I picked myself up enough to be able to buy a house, afford it on my own. And I love this house. And in August, the end of August is when I bought my house. It'll be 3 years. And that's why I think it's so special that I get to get ready here for the wedding, because it's just so nice. Okay, anyways, we have work to do. Okay, now this primer has to dry a little bit. Then we'll paint it white. Then we need to prime the floor, paint the floor. Okay, so the primer needs like an hour to dry, and so we came out here, me and my mom came out here after an hour, and she started doing the trim right here, and it was still wet. So we gave it about another hour. It seems like the trim is now dry, but my parents just left. Now me and Brad are gonna finish this. And the thing is, we'll do 1 coat and see. It might need 2 coats. I don't know. We finished, other than Brad's crack that he's working on. So it's this like deep blue, and then all of the white is done, and on the other side it's done too.
Textured look.
Yeah, so it might need a second coat.
Yeah, there's some spots. Whoops,
and then we'll need to prime and paint the crack. Brad and my dad they had to pour, I just showered and did my skincare. Can you tell? I look like a glazed donut. But they had to pour a concrete slab because that's what the split unit is gonna go on. So they poured the concrete, it's set up, it is drying at this moment. Then they drilled all the holes they need to for upstairs, and then they also got all the wires hooked up from downstairs to go upstairs. And then I have a hole, 2 holes in the side of my house that go through my house because it has to go upstairs, or it's going upstairs. That's the point. And then the wires are gonna come out of the house, down the house, and then to the other unit, which will go on the concrete slab outside. But they drilled the holes in the house, and some of the wires and stuff aren't coming until tomorrow. My dad had to order them. So there's just there's holes that go from the inside of my house to the outside of my house. Pissed. But this is the most productive, not even just weekend, 2 days that we've had in months. And thank God for my parents, honestly. But we were talking about what we want for dinner, and Brad was like, hear me out. Chili's. I was like, you know what? Okay. So we ordered, he went to go pick up Chili's. And it's almost 6. I do not plan to move from this couch. I'm gonna do some client check-ins. I'm gonna edit a YouTube. We're just really gonna I just want to sit. I'm exhausted. I think I sweat 12 pounds today. Well, between yesterday and today. Exhausted. Monday smacked me in the face hard. It's after work. It's 4:15. This is my coffee. I didn't even make it until like 1. Like I woke up, did my usual take Nolly on a walk. Hi puppy. And whenever I take Nolly on a walk, I take water with me. I always have water before I have coffee. And I specifically make an electrolyte water. But anyways, so I had my water, and then when I got in the house and like logged into work, chaos. So I had like, I don't know, it was just like a Monday. Like I just had, where did we put that paint? Anyways, I logged into work. I had a bunch of stuff I needed to do. On top of that, I had like 3 brand deals that I filmed. Well, all of them were filmed, but 2 I needed to edit. And then I had to submit all 3 to my manager. So I had to edit, make sure those were in. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I owe you things. I'm behind because I really owed them to her on Friday, I think. So I had that. And then my new job, I had to like sign my offer letter and do things for them. And it's Monday, so I have client check-ins. And like, also I like ate, me and Brad, whenever we start to do a task and then we end up doing another task, but you can tell that we left in the middle of the first task, we call it ADHDing. We use it as a verb. And like, if he like can't find his coffee, I'm like, oh, you ADHD'd your coffee mug, it's in the bathroom. Like, he had his coffee, but then he like remembered he was in the bathroom with it. Maybe he went to go brush his teeth, but he remembered he needed to do something else, so he left his coffee. So anyways, so I was also trying to change our sheets, so I ripped the sheets off our bed. I have not unpacked from family vacation. So then I was like, also went to, these are all clean, by the way. They were in my suitcase because we did laundry before we left family vacation. So I like started to fold things and put them in piles. I swear some things are folded. But then our sheets are still here. The suitcase was supposed to go downstairs, so it's now in the middle of that. And then I realized that I had like another meeting, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to eat lunch. And then I was like, I haven't even had coffee today. I finally made my coffee, and then I went upstairs and worked for the rest of the day. And then I told Brad that I would prime the crack on the porch before I left for the gym. So then it can dry, so by the time like we get home from the gym or whatever, we can do the first coat of blue paint on the crack, and then tomorrow we can do a second coat of everything. You know? It looks pretty good. You can tell Like, do you see how it's like, these are like the roller brush marks? So we definitely need 2 coats, but I'm gonna prime this crack really quick. I'm not even getting out like a paint tray or anything like that. I'm doing it straight from the can because I am so sick of cleaning things and whatever. Okay, that's done. So the problem is these things, like the paint and the primer have a dry time of like, hi puppy, have a dry time of like an hour or so, but because it's humid and it's like an hour in 77 degrees or whatever. Well, it's 90 and it's humid as hell because we're in the Midwest. So it's not just an hour, like it takes a lot longer because it's humid and it's so hot. It's taking forever to dry. So I'm hoping, so it's 4:20-ish right now, 4:30. I'm gonna go to the gym. Hopefully by the time I get home, because I'm probably not gonna be home until 6:30. Yeah, what time is it? Well, probably closer to 6. Then it'll be dry. And Brad can do the first coat or something. I don't know. Look at this lazy lady. What's wrong? Hey, lady. Why you look so sad? Oh my gosh, your life is so hard. Mm-hmm. Sweet girl. Okay, well, I'm gonna head to the gym. I've got a long, long night ahead of me. That's just, oh my God. But like, I thought about not going to the gym because I was like, I could just stay and get things done or whatever, but I just like, I need to go to the gym for my brain. Like, I just need a minute. And I gotta practice what I preach. I tell people all the time, like, you have to make, the gym has to be like an appointment you don't miss, like a meeting that you're not late for. It's not just like, well, I can't go because I have all these other, like, we gotta go. So, plus the wedding is soon. So I gotta go for that too. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one shorter. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. This was one of the most productive weekends we've had in so long. And I'm telling you, wedding content is coming. I can't wait. I'm literally so excited. Okay, smell you later.